I am sick and tired of watching the greatest American myths be hijacked by people who would jump at the opportunity to watch the nation burn. My name is Tristan Fields, and welcome to Modern Saviors.
You know you can't win this. It's suicide.
I'm older now than my father ever was. This may be the only thing I do that matters.
20 years of fighting criminals amounts to nothing.
Criminals are like weeds, Alfred. Pull one up, another grows in its place. This is about the future.
The type of person that we are going to talk about tonight are like dogs chasing cars. They wouldn't know what to do if they got what they wanted. People like this genuinely think they're living in a movie where everything is going to work out for them without any of the work that the person who is designed for them to root for has to endure before solving the problems they want solved. You cannot be Batman by watching Batman movies. You can't be Batman by reading Batman comics. You can't be Batman by playing Batman video games. As much as video games shackle your soul to false accomplishments, you cannot be Batman playing any of the Arkham games. To be Batman, you have to go through immense trauma. You have to go through immense suffering. You have to go through the most rigorous self-discipline journey possible. The man goes to the Himalayas and trains with Tibetan monks. You can't be Batman by watching Batman movies. To be Batman, you need to go to the gym first and foremost, which is non-negotiable, especially if you're an actor in the role, such as Robert Pattinson. You need to dedicate yourself to amassing the most wide array of skills as possible. You're going to need to be a detective. You're going to need to be a forensic scientist. You're going to need to be a brilliant mathematician. You're going to need to be a studious historian. It takes more effort to be Batman than anything else. This is the part of the Batman myth that people seem to miss. People get caught up in the cars and the money and the fame and the adventure and the excitement and the fighting and the action and all that. But the training is really what makes Batman Batman. It's the devotion. It's the discipline. It's his unwavering desire to protect his city from those who threaten it internally or from those who threaten it externally. Batman is here to protect Gotham. So let's extrapolate that, shall we? If Batman is here to protect Gotham, that means he cares about Gotham and Gotham only. Anyone outside of that is not a concern. And so you would think that anyone who tries to invade Gotham would be met with his resistance. You would think that any invader who means Gotham harm would have to face the might of the Batman. So extrapolate that out even further. If a man cares about his city, if a man cares about his community, he's going to care about the communities around him. He's going to care about the communities within his walls. He's going to care about people who share his mission. He's going to care about the people who wish to see the crime in these communities eradicated. The people we are going to talk about tonight do not understand this. They do not understand the discipline and the protective duty of the Batman. So today, in Santa Clara, California, a very misguided young man comes to the podium at the city council meeting to express his concerns. This man approaches the podium wearing a above average Batman cosplay. Of course, I'm partial to mine, but that's about the best I can say about it. Anyway, he approaches the podium in order to express his concerns about ICE coming to his city. ICE being the immigration law enforcement, not frozen water. So let's watch part of his speech together.
I don't want you to sit back and watch. I want you to fucking do something. Each and every one of these people who have came up has been very polite, very earnest, very kind, pleading you, begging you to do something. I'm not begging you, I'm fucking demanding that you act with some semblance of a fucking spine. Do something!
Thank you.
Alright, well, the most noticeable and immediate part about all that, besides the Batman costume, is his unnecessary use of profanity. It really undermines what he's trying to say because it indicates emotional outrage. It indicates a lack of mental control. It indicates lack of emotional regulation. Now, I believe that this young man has the passion and the overwhelming desire to see justice. Because that's really what Batman's about, right? Batman is that broken child searching the dark alleys of the human soul to bring balance to the world. That's essentially what Batman is. He is the dark side of a good man who wants better. He is a dark side of a good man who wishes to eliminate crime from his community. He is a demon on the side of the angels. And so this young man seems to want justice, but it's just so misplaced. I'm sure that the past month has been an emotional catastrophe for someone who cares this much, with the death of those two agitators whose names escape me at the moment. But what he seems to not realize is that Batman himself, whether it's Year One or The Dark Knight Returns, when Batman impedes the operations of law enforcement, he gets shot. So I'm not sure how you can assume that your efforts to impede law enforcement will be met without resistance. This is the type of thing that I worry about. This was part of the founding mission of modern saviors, was to course correct comic book culture away from displays of weakness such as this. These myths are timeless. They are not only going to cater for children. So as you get older, your task changes from being fascinated by the character to being inspired by the character, to aspire to be the character. And so this young man, he seems to have that desire to be Batman. He seems to have the burning desire to combat injustice. However, it is just so misguided that it belongs on the comic book cringe account, if that account was true to its name. So the potential is there. It's just that he is caught up in the media hysteria. He's getting subdued by Vicky Vale. The real injustice here is the fact that the Biden administration facilitated an invasion of at least 10 million foreigners. I'm willing to bet that a vast majority of these invaders either mean us harm or seek to benefit from our prosperity. That's not something I want for America, and that's not something Batman wants from Gotham. Think to Arkham Knight. This force invades his city, and he does not rest until that threat is quelled. He does not rest until his city is safe. He does not rest until his borders are secure. So if this man would put on his Batsuit to combat the same thing that Batman does, and to have the same protective instinct of his homeland that Batman does, this would be great. However, the emotional entropy on display here does not belong in comic book culture. This does not fit in with a culture of warriors and heroes. This does not fit in with a culture of hunters. Batman does not allow a threatening force within his city. Batman does not allow criminals to roam free. Batman does not lose control of his mind. Batman does not beg.